Just to step into the octagon like that.
I woke out crying that day. I was crying in the workout because I was fighting. You remember that thing with my daughter for the surgery?
Yes.
And then, you know, young Anik voice comes in the side on the big screen, fighting for his daughter's smile. And I was like, this fucking awesome right now. And I started crying. I was like, fuck, I want to make this happen, because that was all. Back then, I was making 8 and 8. Good luck finding 80 grand to pay that surgery. So it was just a lot in my shoulders, and I told myself, I will never want to be the guy that my daughter is 18-year-old and ask me why you never did it for me.
Do you meditate, John?
I used to meditate a lot. Now I'm more big into visualization.
When did you used to meditate?
Around 2010, 2011, I became obsessed with the power of the mind. So I took myself from being very average-minded to actually believing that I was the shit, and believing that I could be the shit, and that I could be the GOAT and be the greatest and never lose. Into, like, I took myself to a different place mentally, and a lot of it came from mental practice and meditation and visualization and just seeking knowledge from people who are strong believers. I became really obsessed with just learning about the power of the mind.
A lot of people were surprised when they found out that you've been signing your name as Champ 2011. How did that come about?
You know, I believe in the law of attraction, and I believe that that you can speak things into existence. And I believe that when you know where you're going and you know what you want, the universe has a way of stepping aside for you. And me signing my signature with Champion 2011 on it, it can't hurt me. It can't hurt me. It could only help me to believe it even more, you know. So yeah, I mean, it works for me.
An uppercut. Jones to the body. And it is all over. John Jones is the youngest champion in UFC history.
We're all looking for this golden purpose. Is it this? Is it that? Is it making money? Is it my family? Motherfucker, the purpose is you. We forget that. Every fucking day I wake up and I don't want to do some fucking shit. Do you want to walk around all day knowing that you could but you didn't? You have to learn how to get up and do shit when you ain't got no fucking 5K, no 10K, nothing. Nothing exists. Your life fucking sucks. You're in the fucking dungeon. But guess what, motherfucker? I'm still going to get it.
It's like a guy that goes into these self-education courses, motivation courses, motivational tapes, podcasts all day. He's filled with it. He becomes a snob, but he actually has no common sense, and he is not actually a practitioner of this.
You know, my grandmother used to always say, never wish for what somebody else got, because you don't know what they did to get it, and you don't know what they're doing to keep it. Man, do what you do, right? Stop worrying about what everybody else is doing. Stop looking at what everybody else is doing, and stay focused on what it is that you feel God has called you to do specifically. That's your greatness. That's where your power is.
No, I don't worry. I tell you, I'm a man who believed that I died 20 years ago, and I live like a man who is dead already. I have no fear whatsoever of anybody or anything.
How to be better. Yeah. Find out what you're good at. Find out what craft or thing or what are you good at. Are you good? Find out, that's the first thing I think, is you find out what you're good at, what you have an aptitude for. Do you like history? Do you like math? Do you like artwork? Do you like music? You find out what you have a natural inclination towards. You find out what you're good at. And then you figure out how to help other people with that thing that you're good at. And once you figure that out, that's purpose. 2 + 2 = 4. So what are you good at? How can you help other people? That's your purpose.
Ignore and outperform them. While you're over there watching me and talking about me, I'm working. I'm working hard. I'm taking things to the next level. You keep gossiping and I'll keep working. You keep talking smack and I'll keep working. You keep focusing on everything and everyone else and I'll keep working. And when you finally look around at where you are and where I'm at, you'll realize that you have nothing left to talk smack about. And you will lose and I will win.
find something. Find a thing that you genuinely enjoy, because getting good at things you genuinely enjoy is extremely beneficial for young people, because it lets you know that, like, everybody thinks they're a loser. Every young person thinks they're a loser. At least a young person in the situation I was at. Like, I didn't know I wasn't a loser until I started winning.
But there's a hell of a lot more to you than you think. Like, way more. Enough to cope with the trouble of the world inside you. There's enough to cope with the trouble of the world. If you had enough courage, you could let that out. Enough courage and faith, you could let that out, and everything would be better because of it. Really, really.
It doesn't take a fucking scientist to fucking logically understand what I'm saying. The more you put in, the more you get out. So stop fucking making excuses. Get out there and do whatever the fuck it takes to reach your fucking goals.
Do whatever it takes. Reach your goals. Make your dreams come true. And whatever it is in life.
Once you say, I'm not going to quit, this is the 40%. When you quit, your mind says, we're done. So it doesn't expand. There's no expansion when you quit. When you say, fuck you, this sucks, I'm drowning, I'm miserable, I'm suffering, I'm broken, but I'm not going anywhere. What happens to your mind is it does this. It says, fuck, he's not leaving. So we gotta expand, we gotta grow, we gotta figure this fucking thing out. So then these compartments in your brain start to they have to work. They have to work. And then you start to engage parts of your mind that you never engaged before.
I have a lot of, I'm not a perfect man, Joe. I have a lot of negative stuff about me. But one thing that I'm not is that I'm not a coward. And every of my fight, I'm scared. I'm scared, I'm terrified. But whatever I feel, I step and I respect my contract and I do it.
You have to develop some fire inside of you. You have to say, you know, a lot of times people don't give you deadlines in this world, right? So you could spend your whole 20s and 30s never producing the thing that you dreamed of because no one's pushed you. No one has said, you better do this by the time you're 35 or we're throwing you out of the house or we're you know, whatever. There are no consequences for procrastinating. You have to create those consequences. You have to live on what I call death ground.
Ooh.
Death ground means your back is up against the wall, the enemy is coming at you, and it's either defeat them or die.
Number one, the first trait of a hyper-successful fucking motherfucker is literally that you think you're better than everyone. And people just cringe when they hear that. They're like, what do you mean you're better than everyone? Now, literally, my life is the best life ever lived. Fuck. I'm not saying yours sucks, just saying mine is. I think it's pretty ungrateful to not believe your life is the best life ever lived and you're the best motherfucker to walk the earth. Why not?
Hey, I want to be the best version of myself this year, bro.
So just relax. That's it. Relax.
2023 is my year, man.
All you gotta do is relax. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stop. Oh shit.
What the fuck? It's my year, man.
He's a maniac.
110. I'm going for 130. Yo. 15 seconds, man.
1.
Way I was raised, I had to deal with that cuz everything that happened, I had to deal with that. And I'm still dealing with it because ain't nobody come and take me to give me no help. Ain't nobody got me no help. I learned about that when I got older.
Hey, so do you
know this real, cuz like this in my head, my whole life, in my head. The I go through.
Remember, the time you feel lonely is the time you most need to be by yourself.
Sorry, I don't fully understand, sir. How did you feel?
And all I say to you,
chase those dreams with a burning desire. With a burning desire, and through all the fire, and through all the flame, and through all the pain, I hope that you find happiness deep in your heart. I wish nothing but prosperity and abundance in your life. Much love.
East and the west, I'm racking up on my bread, power on me, I'm feeling just like a Tesla. Too much tree, the smoke is making my chest hurt. Girl on me, I'm thinking I should've rest her. Hey, I'm thinking I
when it comes time for that one set, when you think you're done, totally done, you have at least 5 more. Forget the machines when you first start. Do the squat. It's the hardest thing in the world to do the squat. This is balance and control and it's scary. But that's why it's so effective, okay? The hardest things are usually the best. If it's easy, leave it to somebody else. Drive! Drive! That's what I'm talking about. Nothing left. Nothing left. Nothing's like squats. I mean, nothing compares to squats. You can do leg presses, but why? Why do an inferior movement? Why do a movement that looks good, but it produces hardly any results? I mean, there's a reason people don't squat. It's hard. It's hard. People don't want what's hard. They want what's easy, what looks showy. Forget about it. You got to be willing to fail. I want you to fail, and I want you to get up and do it again. The same thing in life is the same thing here. If you can do this, you can do anything. Anything. Failure has been achieved, thank God. Now, the only place to go from failure is to win. You have to achieve failure. You have to take it that far. Nobody wants to go that far. It's too scary. But you know something? I got news for you. That's where winning is.
This is how you get ahead in life. I don't have a fucking ounce of sympathy for these people who sit here and say, well, I feel this way, so I can't. Then don't do it. Stay down there. The winners are at the top, and the winners at the top don't give a shit about how they feel. We wake up and we perform regardless of how we feel day after day. So if I'm going to ignore my own feelings, I'm certainly not going to take into consideration anybody else's.